wisdom we store. Through words we teach and insights we proclaim. Together we grow, seeking knowledge flame. Culture show we share, lessons in the air. Bound by this journey in knowledge we care. Culture show we inform, with truth we write. Building bridges of wisdom, shining bright.
Let me take this opportunity to welcome the CBC parents or any potential CBC parent to this presentation. And in my view, the CBC parent in my case is any parent who is handling a student who is from grade 9 downwards. All of them are CBC parents. All of you qualify to be CBC parents. And the breaking news is this. On 7th of March 2025, the guidelines for transition from grade 9 to grade 10 were released by the Ministry of Education at Machakos. And what would follow from there is that they would have some engagement at the county level, because whatever they released was again referred to as draft guidelines. They are not yet confirmed. And for that reason, they have gone, as the Minister of Education has proceeded to the county level to engage the stakeholders, where the CBC parents are part of the stakeholders. But before I draw you parents to the county, I would like to say that a lot has been happening at the Ministry of Education, which has been aired through various media stations. Take, for instance, on 18th of December 2024, there was a stakeholders, education stakeholders meeting, which was constituted by the Cabinet Secretary for Education at the grounds of Kenya Institute of Curriculum and Education. And this meeting had representation from all education agencies, namely Teacher Service Commission, Kenya National Examinations Council, Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, the Association for Private Schools. The churches were also invited, among others. Now, this meeting, which was conducted at KICD, elicited some questions. And these questions I would just mention briefly. And of course, some answers were given by the relevant agencies together with the PS, Basic Education. The first question was how the ministry would handle the issue of equity and equality to avoid discriminating learners who are from less fortunate backgrounds, where probably there are no social amenities such as electricity, water, and so on. The second question which was raised was the possibility of private institutions partnering with the government so that it can acquire the textbooks at the price which is relatively affordable. The other question which came up was there was a feeling that there was high dropout rate, which was brought out by some institutions placing some levies and also requesting pupils to come with uniform. And the person concerned felt that dropping out of school at age 12 was too early. The other question which came up was the issue of government building classes or doing some projects at the schools, and again, CDF being seen doing the same. And then there was a question of how free was free primary education, because as per the Act, the ministry stipulated that the primary education is supposed to be compulsory and free, and that is as per the way it is stated in the Act. Another question of capitation for junior schools was also raised, where that the stakeholders felt that there was some delay, or they needed some clarification. And then the other question which was asked was, why has it taken too long for the ministry to do civic education to the parents, because a lot of confusion is coming up. In fact, it was confirmed that for CBC to be effective, 3 important people are involved: the parent, the teacher, and the pupil. Concerning civic education, there was some response from the CEO, Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, and he said that they have developed a book which is called Parents Empowerment and Engagement Book, which is written both in Kiswahili and English. It is available at the KICD bookshop on grounds. From the stakeholders meeting held at KICD on 18th December 2024, it was indeed emphasized that it is important for every CBC parent to get interested not only in the child, but also get interested in visiting the teacher in the school where the child is learning, to discuss the progress of that child, so that eventually they will come up with the CBC academic pathway. In this case, a parent was concerned that some students were being told to do some things which were not within their reach, or use some items which were not within their reach. And it was cleared that what CBC is supposed to do is to have improvisation, use the materials which are locally available to do the assignments. There was a concern of making sure that students are put on the same path by thinking about equalization fund in learning institutions for equity. There was another question which came up about grading and getting to place students in various courses. As per the grading system in basic education or in CBC, if a student scores 76 to 100, the grading is exceeding expectations. 51 to 75 is meeting expectation. 26 to 50 is approaching expectation. And 0 to 25 is below expectation. And the question was this: how would it be easy to determine who is the students that will go for a course like medicine, another one goes for engineering, from this kind of grading? How much is exceeding expectation, or how much is meeting expectation? I don't want to go giving the details of what was responded as the answers, because I think at the county level now, parents, you have an opportunity of getting to understand these questions. Please visit the nearest county office near you, or sub-county headquarters, because the stakeholder engagement is taking place between now and April. It is expected that once students go home, or once grade 9 students go home for April holiday, they will engage with their parents more, so that they can decide on which pathways they should take when they open the schools, say in second term. And the placement of senior secondary will start being done immediately students report back for the second term. That is a statement from the PS Basic Education. Then I come back to where we are in as far as the will of academic pathways is concerned. My question is, how many parents understand the will of academic pathways? Because it has started rolling, my dear parents, you need to be aware. And again, even if you run away from it, they always say nature upholds a vacuum. That student of yours will still be placed. Then you might find yourself in a confused state when you realize that the student you thought would probably go for a social course has been placed for sports. Probably because when they ran in the school on one physical education activity, he became number one, and so he thought he can become a sports person. Remember, the age at which these pupils are deciding will require a lot of consultation among the parents, the pupils, and the teachers. Thank you so much for listening to Flockel Show. I am now going to give the details of further what is likely to happen during this transition from grade 9 to grade 10. Flockel Show has gone into details of finding out what are the academic pathways, what subjects will be considered, what are these that we are calling tracks, because within an academic pathway we have what we are calling a track. Because if a pupil follows a certain academic pathway, it does not mean that pupil is going to do all the courses or all the subjects in that path. He has now again to narrow it down to a track, which aims at specializing at a certain course towards the end. Thank you so much for listening to Flockel Show. For now and the entire period, maybe probably the whole of next week, we shall still be engaging. Feel free to comment on our YouTube channel. Let us find a way that works for our children. Remember, 20 years from now, some of us will be out of work, and these are the people we shall give on the mantle of the country to take it forward. Let us build their future now. Thank you so much, and continue viewing Flockel Show.